people coming in for several seconds. And that's crucial. If you deny that entrance or this entrance, then your teammates can clean up here. And it'll be 5v3 for your team. It'll be great. Plus, you can still spam up here while also denying. But don't pay so little attention that they can just run right through. And the last one, given how short this lesson is that you can always plan as Demoman. The fact that you take a while to set up your jump, that is much slower than a rocket jump would be. A rocket jump would just be instant. You'd be going. You have to plan ahead. So if you're here and you are tracking their Uber, you're way better off than if you're not tracking their Uber. So if I'm here and I know, oh, they've got advantage, it's time for me to run. I do not want to be this close. I can really take advantage of... Wow, that's a shitty trap. I can take advantage of the fact that Sticky's last. So in 5 seconds, that'll be a full trap.
By the server.
And then you can also do something more clever. Oh, I know they have Uber, they're going to jump me. Well, they'll see the first trap, think that's it. Maybe their Uber will run out, and then the second trap will hit on. So by planning ahead, you can really get a sneaky trap in. You can get spam and not die. You might be able to turn the fight around. If you're not planning ahead, you don't know they have Uber advantage, or you're not just thinking about it, they can jump you so easily from here and kill you. Often they can just take a demo in with the Uber and cut off the rear part. Another good example is when you're pulling into this mid. That's another example where you really need to think ahead. If you know the scout rollout that he jumps up to here, you're way better off than if you don't. But you can also expect scouts to come up here. Plan, that's a pretty good spot. Or you could put one here that they won't see. But of course, you're getting too far out there. One trick. And then going into rollouts, it's really map specific, but since we're all new, we're going to screw up rollouts, especially on Badlands. And it's good to have a plan for when that happens. On this one in particular, you really don't want to screw up this jump. If you place your sticky wrong on this, it's very easy. Or if you get out of your rhythm, it's much better to drop down and do this jump, which is easier, rather than screw up the jump over there, end up on the ground. But if you do, have a plan for what you're going to do when it happens ahead of time, especially if you're playing with a regular team. Let them know I'll be 2 seconds slow, I need scout support up here, because their scouts can jump me before I get in. Or let's all go valley, or you guys go valley and I'll support from the ledge. So that way, if they lay a bunch of traps here, because you're so slow, it's not going to matter. So I guess that's really pretty much it. I do want to show something about transitioning. If you're pushing in to a point that you can take high ground really well with a sticky launch jump. And if you have Pain Train, which you pretty much always should run, that you'll cap that point really quickly. But do keep in mind, you are very vulnerable here by yourself. You're off. That's the whole point of that jump, is to get ahead, move fast. You need to let your teammates know you're here and ask for support, because if they jump you, you're kind of in trouble. You can try that sticky, you can try to hit them with a pipe. Better still, drop a sticky where they're going to land and pipe them in the air and run away. But even so, I'm just running away. I'm already taking damage. I'm probably taking damage while they jumped, and they could jump me again. If I don't have support coming, I'm in trouble. And I didn't cap the point if they jump me. So you want to, if you do that move, you want to, of course, put a sticky at their easiest choke to push you from. Again, chokes are narrow spaces. And actually, they'll most often come from battlements. And it's easy to spam them in trash, so you don't have to worry about it as much. So I guess that's the main thing, is that as Demoman, and the reason I put that bind in there, you can really think ahead in every way. You can plan out a map, you can plan really good spam lanes. So knowing that you get spam down here, knowing where to shoot here, which I still don't really know the best spots. See, those aren't quite hitting the train every time. But if I knew right where to stand, I might be able to hit it better. So I guess my main point would be, if you watch demos, if you think about what you're going to do, if you talk with your teammates, then you're going to do a lot better as demo. I think more than any other class, prepping for a specific map, a specific matchup, is going to benefit you. And, oh yeah, what else? I did forget, communication is huge. Like, if you come out here, you need to be the first one to tell them, I did 40 to the demo. You know, they're piped is really good, or scouts piped, because pipes are always going to do about 80 to 100 damage, normally closer to 100 if you're at a range where you direct hit. So, your teammates should know if somebody's piped that they've taken 100. And once you get into the habit of calling, hopefully your teammates will call. So like demo house, demo window, demo balcony, scouts pushing shithouse. That's all going to be really good for you to tell, but you need your scouts to tell you the same thing. Because when you launch spam, which is one of your really good things, especially against grouped up enemies like the combo, if you know that their combo is Valley, or even if you know their combo is not Valley because your scouts are down there and they would have called it otherwise, then you know to launch your spam here. And that could be easily 100, 200 damage right on the pocket. And that could just win you the mid-fight right there. But if you don't get that comm, that like the lower area is down, and I should add this to the guide, the comm, then you don't know where you're launching your spam. It's like, oh, I got a 1 out of 3 chance of hitting a guy there. That's great. It's relatively useless. I'm not really using these spammed pipes. But if I know, then it's really all the difference. And you can also use that for sticky traps. Like if you know, oh, their scout's low, or both scouts are low, then absolutely I'm trapping this and watching it. Or if I know, oh, there's one soldier low, he's probably going to bomb over here, I can just put some traps there, make it hard for him. I'm really shitty at these traps, by the way. But good to get practice on them. So I guess that's the really quick guide. I thought this would take longer.
I have you go first.
I just had a quick question. As a medic, I've heard that one thing you can do is place a defensive sticky around your medic and kind of give him, like if a scout rushes him, kind of give him something to gather around as well, like his pocket. And, like, does that make sense? Like what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean,
you can put like a
rushing
sticky
me,
where your medic's standing.
I'm acting like these are really far traps, but if a scout's rushing me, putting a sticky here is great. I hadn't really thought of putting one on the medic, but that seems like a good plan. The problem is if I'm like putting it there and my medic's back here, that it's a little tricky for me to move backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I would say that's probably a good plan, and also to like put a trap that your medic can sort of hide behind.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't know. I would be careful whether I was dropping it, because often do medics play back in here, or do they try to get out?
And I'm assuming you're talking about mid-fights. I mean, medics get out of there as soon as possible. Well, they should.
Okay. Well, that explains why it's a shitty place to lay a sticky. So yeah, I guess I haven't seen that too much on this mid-fight, but it makes a lot of sense.
Explain running pain train.
Not just mid-fights, but sorry.
So
not just mid-fights, but like holds in general. That's what I was also talking about. Maybe. I don't know.
That's a good idea. I'm not a great demo. It's probably something great demos do. I was not aware.
Sorry,
I should say.
I heard it from someone. I wasn't sure if it was actually a good idea. But anyways, sorry,
I can't
keep interrupting you.
Confirm or deny. It's not something I've tried, but I do like I said, if I think a scout's coming. Actually, no, that's not true. I'll tell you when I do that. I do that for bombers. If I think someone's about to bomb, I absolutely will put traps like, no, that's crap. There, that is a good spot. Because this is going to hit a lot of bombers, and the medic can kind of hide behind this. If they try to bomb, it's pretty easy to get them, or to like put it out of sight. Now if they bomb, they won't see it from over there, but as soon as they land here, you can get them. So I guess, yeah, I do in a sense, when bombers are coming. And that's, you can know that because, like, if you have advantage, but you don't have Uber yet, they should bomb, absolutely. Especially if it's 3v3. And you have, like, what, a demo and a scout? If you miss your air shot, you're screwed. So, by all means, put some stickies closer for that guy who's going to jump you. Sorry, Asian, you were asking about Pain Train?
Yeah, I don't know, because a lot of people don't get why you should. I mean, why?
So here's the trick. I was thinking about this because I was like, man, how much damage do you lose? They do 10% more. If I have 175, that means they're gonna have to do, I think, spend like 168.
165 for sniper shot.
Well,
instead of
like,
150.
I see why you would want to pain train, because it's like, as a scout, I wouldn't be able to kill you unless I'm really close anyways.
Well, the trick is, if I'm taking half my damage from a rocket, or not from a bullet, then really that 10% extra damage doesn't matter that much. It's more like 5% extra damage overall. Whereas, like, say, the Sandman, a similar weapon that just straight cuts your health, that's 15 damage to every class. So that's more like, 10% in general, whereas Pain Train is going to translate more to an extra 5% damage overall, which isn't really that high, assuming that I don't get all of my damage from
moved in from route
from bullets, which if that's happening, I'm probably being jumped out, I'm dead anyway. And also, it's just so good right here. Like,
Cat points.
This
Cat
capping at 2x is such better momentum. And like the North American teams, I wasn't sure if the European slower style was better or not, but they just crushed the Euro slow style. So clearly that spin momentum is huge and very important. If you have advantage, you want to take a point as fast as possible, and even be pushing last from here if you like wipe them. And with the Pain Train, you can do that. With other weapons, you're not going to be able to do it nearly as well. Also lets you dive last, and I think you cap in like, I don't know, half a second? It's a little ridiculous. Any other questions?
What's your real name?
Not gonna tell you.
Okay.
I can tell you my first name. Sure, it's Greg.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to put up a more detailed guide for each of the rollouts, because I really felt like all of the rollout guides are, like Banny's guide for this is 15 minutes, and it only needs to be 30 seconds. I wouldn't mind switching to Gully Wash to like go over the one choke and like how to work a choke, because that's the one I understand best. And I feel like other people I've played here have really screwed it up. So Sean, could you switch to Gully Wash?
Jen is on it.
Lightning
Jenna,
spike
yeah.
moved in from route by the server.